Oh, you heard about Star? Why they leeching off me, broke boy? I'ma need a band just to speak to me. Oh, you heard about Star? Nah, I preach to him. One wrong move, I'ma put him in the deep end. Oh, you heard about Star? Why they leeching off me, broke boy? I'ma need a band just to speak to me. Oh, you heard about Star? Nah, I preach to him. One wrong move, I'ma put him in the deep end.
What's happening, y'all? So Star in Charge, Star Life Feed. We back at it with another edition of Certified Star. We figure out makes people stars for real, man. Now, this is a new face on the channel, man. I know y'all ain't never even seen her, but we gonna let her introduce herself. Who we rocking with today?
Okay, my name Young AV, straight out of San Francisco, California. You know, First Lady, FOD Entertainment. You know,
Speaking of FOD, look who calling me right now, man.
real, he calling right now.
What's happening, boss?
Something, but it's an MP3, not the session.
All right, man, I'm finna send it right now. We in the middle of the interview, man. You interrupting the interview, man.
Man, tell the people I said what's happening, man.
All right, Philthy, they heard you. We locked in, Philthy. We gonna check in with you later, man.
All right, don't make me pull up, nigga.
Man, you said it like I'm scared, nigga. Pull up, nigga.
All right.
Man.
That nigga is funny.
Man. And look, you see how he just gonna interrupt the interview like that? Like, Philthy disrespectful though. I ain't gonna lie. Phil, you got the game messed up, Phil.
Can't talk about Phil like that though. That's the CEO.
Oh, you right. He is big CEO. I ain't gonna lie.
You know.
I like how you represent your boss like that. Okay. So, but back to you. So, what we like to do here at Certified Star, we want you to take us back to the trap. Take us back to where you originally from.
Yeah, I'm from Deborah or whatever in Hunters Point, and like what you mean? Like I ain't grow up with a lot for real. Like for me, I wasn't really rapping at first. Like I really wasn't a rapper, but my sister, free fan banger. But for me, she was a rapper. And like for me, you know how motherfuckers is with they like big older sibling. Like I looked up to her and shit, and she used to always be like, like make music, like what do you? But I never took that shit serious. And like my mom, she was a singer and shit too. So like I was always surrounded about music, but I never wanted to make music. But then like when my sister went to jail, like that shit fucked with me for real. And so she like called me one day like AV, like, feel me? Well, she called me fat, but she was just calling me. She told me, like, bruh, like, I feel like you could really take off with this music shit. And I'm like, hell nah, like, no, I'm not finna do that shit. But then I made my first song. I never forget. I made my first song, and she like wrote the hook for me. And she was like, all right, I'm gonna give you this, and you just run with it. So then when I went to the studio and I dropped it, like, I got like 600 views in a day. And I was like, oh shit.
Ooh, that's numbers lightweight.
Yeah, like I didn't even have clout or nothing like that. So I'm like, what the fuck? So then I just kept going. Then it started really turning to like a passion. Like, but I don't rap just to rap. Like, I really be talking about like my feelings and shit. Like what I be going through. Like I use music to express myself for real. Cause like sometimes I be feeling like I'm going through shit and other motherfuckers not going through it. Or like sometimes, for example, I use a rap and I say a name, but I could possibly be talking about myself. But a motherfucker never know. They'd think that I just came up with a story the whole time I talk about myself. And it's other people that relate. But yeah, like that shit crazy. Like I remember myself posting like videos and shit on Instagram, trying to get like my name up there, and it's like it didn't happen overnight, but it's like I kept going and like motherfuckers kept doubting me over and over again, like cause my situation and shit. They like, oh, like you ain't gonna be nothing but a SoundCloud rapper, whoop, cause I ain't have no money. Like bitches around me have money and shit. I ain't really had that shit, but I didn't let that shit faze me. Like I knew that I was gonna be somebody regardless, like whether I had money or not. And so then I just kept going, and then out of nowhere it's like one of my songs like blew up on TikTok one time, like out of nowhere. And so then from then on, and then I kept joining like little talent shows and shit like that, got my name up. And then yeah, like then I was Young A, you feel me? And I never looked back since, for real.
Okay. So you didn't just try to give us the whole little story right there, man. We need to pop down, slow it down. Till we gonna go back a little bit, man. So we need to go to your childhood. How was your childhood growing up? Did you have one parent, both parents? How did you grow up?
Growing up, like I was in and out of like foster homes and shit like that. And like me and my sister, we lived with our mom, but like my mom, she passed away and shit when I was like 8. So then from that on, like I was in the system and shit, and I just been back and forth. But my pops, like, I mean, he wasn't around when I was younger, but he not around right now. So it was just my mom and my sisters for real, and my grandma. But yeah, like that's really.
How was it for you kind of dealing with her passing?
That shit changed me for real. Like, the way I am now, I wasn't like that. Like, ever since then, it's like I got like a little bit of anger about it. But I don't let it, like, I used to get mad every time that I think about it. But now, I use that shit as motivation for me to just keep going. Because I know if she was alive right now, she would want me to keep going and not stop for real. So, like, when people try to talk about her and shit like that, I don't let that shit get to me, because I know they trying to push my buttons on purpose. So it's like, feel me, fuck you type shit.
Okay, I feel that. So how was it for you growing up in like the foster care system? Because you feel me, not a lot of people know what that's like, you know, or ever experienced something like that.
That shit hard. Like, for real. Like, I done seen so much. Like, that shit is not what it seemed. Like, motherfuckers try to pick on motherfuckers because of that shit, but that ain't shit to pick on a person about. Because, like, at the end of the day, it's not the kid's fault that they in that shit. And, like, them homes, like, you don't know what the fuck you going into. It could be anything. That shit dangerous. It fuck with your mental. Like, group homes, too. Like, I done been in group homes, facilities, all that shit. Like, that shit not cool. It'll fuck with your head, like, make you institutionalized and shit like that. But I don't know, anybody that's in that shit, I tell them, like, for me, keep going. Don't let that shit phase you. Don't let that be the reason why you just be like, fuck it and give up on everything. Because you can still be somebody regardless you in the system or not. It's just all about you if you really want to do it. For real. But that shit, I don't know, it's hella hard. Hella little people saying shit and you can't do nothing about it. Motherfuckers looking at you different. Just hella little weird shit for real.
Sounds like it was kind of tough growing up for you a little bit.
Hell yeah, but that shit made me who I am today. Like, I don't regret none of that shit. Like, I don't wish that I'm mad that I went through it, but for me, this is just the cards that I was dealt, so I'm gonna deal with it. Like, I ain't gonna let up. Like, I'm not gonna just be like, oh, went through all of this, so I'm not finna do this, and the reason why I'm not finna push myself or be the best that I could be because I went through all this shit. Like, hell nah. If anything, that's gonna be the reason why I'm really going hard. For real.
I feel that. Was you close with your sister growing up?
Hell yeah, that's like, man, my big sister like my second mom for real. Like, she the one who really laced me up about like everything, like street shit, everything. Like, she the one who really taught me everything I know for real. Like, I'm still, to this day, we still hella close. Like, that's like my twin. Everybody say we look alike, we sound alike and shit. That shit be hella funny for real.
How far apart are you?
She born in 1997. I'm born in 2005. How many years is that? That's like 8, damn near.
Something like that.
Yeah, like 8 years. So.
Okay. And you said she said she was doing music too?
Yeah, she a rapper. Like, before she went down this shit, she was going up with this music shit. That's why, like, for me, you hear me in my song saying free fan banging and shit like that. I be trying to keep her name lit. Cause you feel me? She coming home soon, and when she do, we gonna take over. So like, any of these bitches out here, they better be, I don't know. And it's me and her, that's a dynamic duo. They can't fuck with us, like, promise you. That's a dangerous combo.
I feel that. So what schools was you going to growing up?
I went to hella different schools for real. But when I was living in Double Rock, I went to Bret Hart. And then, I ain't gonna lie, I went to a military school before for like 1.5 of a school year. But then, like, I was going through hella shit to where I couldn't go to school. So like, I stopped going to school for hella long because I was in the streets and shit. Just, I don't know, I was just lost, like, doing dumb shit. But then I got back on track, for me. Now I'm getting my shit together and then graduate, all that shit. Hell yeah. But I can't name all the schools because I done been to hella different placements, so I done been to hella different schools for hella continuations and shit too.
I feel that. What do you think kind of led you into the street life a little bit?
For real, my sister went to jail. Because she was the only person that I would go to, like, when I didn't have nothing or, like, you know, when I needed help, nobody was helping me. I was out here on my own trying to make sure I got some food on my plate, make sure I'm straight, make sure I got money in my pocket, and I didn't know what else to do. Because I was hella young, too young for a job. Feel me, my folks, they wasn't fucking with me, so I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And then I just went into that lifestyle. I had to do what I had to do, make sure I was straight for real. I didn't want to do it, but it is what it is. It happened, like, or whatever.
I feel that. So how did it affect you when your sister went down? And how long has she been down for?
She been down for like 5 years now. But that shit affect me a lot. Cause that was like my other half, like, so when she not here, it's like part of me not here. Like so I be going through it, but I be talking to her though from time to time. We be, feel me, chopping it up. She be keeping my mental straight and shit like that. That was really like my feeling. Free her, okay.
I feel that. So was you rapping while she was rapping too, or you started rapping when she was already put away?
When she was rapping, I was making raps, but I wasn't recording or nothing like that. Like I was just writing. Like we'd stay up all night just going back and forth for raps and shit like that. But I didn't start going to the studio or nothing like that till she went down. Cause for me, I was like, all right. If you not here, then somebody gotta do this shit. Somebody. We're gonna make it out somehow, some way.
So you feel like when she went down, it kind of pushed you to take your music more serious?
Yeah, for sure. It pushed me to do that shit. Cause like, everybody, not everybody in my family, but like, my moms and her, like, they both had a dream. And it was like, at first it wasn't my dream, for real. I didn't want to rap. But then, once I started using it as a coping mechanism, then I started getting into music more and shit like that. And so I feel like if I just keep rapping and all that shit, I'm keeping, you feel me, our legendary type of, you feel me, alive. Like, I'm keeping it lit. Cause it's what my family stand for. Like, we was talented, gifted and shit, or whatever. Hell yeah.
Okay, I feel that. So when did you kind of started to notice like some traction in your career? Like when did you start to notice like I'm kind of building a fan base at this point of what I'm doing?
I think I was like in middle school. And like I'd be in class just like, instead of listening to the teacher, I'd be writing raps and shit like that. And like hella of the kids, like they would be on me like, AV rap, woo. Put me in like little rap battles with all the little kids and shit like that. And then like it just started getting more worse and worse. Like I go to the mall, motherfuckers, oh that's AV, like I'm like, oh shit. Like I swear to God, I think I was like in 7th or 8th grade. I had just got out of school. For me, I'm looking cooked up. It was hot as fuck that day. My hair was messed up, hella shit. So I go to the mall with my friends or whatever right after school. Next thing you know, it's like 2 little kids. They like, can I get a picture? I'm like, bro, I don't want to take this picture. I look hella dumb.
Right.
But then I'm like, fuck it. Like, fuck how I look. Nigga, I'm AV. Nigga. So I just took the picture. But once that shit happened, I knew, like, oh yeah, this shit getting real. Like, this ain't no jump no more. Motherfuckers know we with, baby. You gotta really show out. Like,
Facts.
Yeah.
So when did you started kind of doing the freestyles on Instagram and stuff?
I think I was like in 7th grade. For that was when what's that one? I forgot the fucking challenge. What challenge it was?
Was like the So Gone challenge or something?
Yeah, like the 10 toes down challenge and shit like that. Like I used to do little shit like that. Like I was in a grouper, but I used to have like, I didn't have a phone, so I have other people like post my shit, like make me an account, post my shit. And so I would do it like once in a while, but people was really fucking with it. And so then once I got a little bit older and I started writing more and it started making it started being more easier for me to write, then I started doing it every day. Like every day I was posting rap, and it was like I was getting exposure because nobody my age in the Bay was doing that shit. Nobody was posting raps every day.
How old was you at the time?
I was like 13. I was like 13, turning 14. And I just kept doing it. And then like, I ain't gonna lie, like people used to pick on me. Remember I told you, motherfuckers used to pick on me and shit. So I couldn't do nothing about it. So I'd make a rap about them. And I post it on Instagram and I'd be like, well, fuck. Like, you could say all that, but you can't fuck with me in this rap shit. Like, I have bitches over here trying to be rappers and shit. Like, I'm telling you, fake ass rappers. Like,
oh, just because you dissed them, so they like, oh, now we got to diss back.
Yeah, but they was never rappers until they just see me rapping about them. Like, that shit used to be hella fun. I don't do that shit no more, though. I can't give no bitch my energy, my time. You gotta pay me, like, it's a fee for a reaction for real now. Like that.
Oh, I'm dead. What got you to that point where you like, man, I'm not even going to entertain y'all no more?
I realized, like, I'm more valuable now. Like, feel me? Back then, I don't know, I didn't really realize who I was. Like, I knew who I was, but I didn't really know. Like, you know, like confidence-wise type shit. Like, I knew I was the shit, but I didn't really feel like I was the shit. But then once I just took some time to myself, like, to really get my mind right, figure out who the fuck I am, I'm like, bro, why am I wasting time on these bitches? Like, I started focusing on my money for real, and that shit not paying me. Like, that's just a waste of energy. Motherfuckers want a reaction out of me because I'm somebody. So it's like, I'm not gonna give you a reaction because I know that's what you want. So it's like, feel me? It just come to a point where that shit is for the birds at the end of the day. Motherfuckers gonna talk regardless, whether you doing good, whether you doing bad. Somebody gonna always have something to say. And I just learned to not give a fuck no more. Because at first I would give a fuck because I wasn't used to like the fame and like so many people coming at me hella sick. But now I'm used to that shit. Like at that point you a fan, like for real.
Have you noticed the difference since like kind of when you was first dropping the videos to now?
Yeah, like now I get like 1,000 views in like 20 minutes. And like it'd be more, like way more people interacting, because like at first I used to not talk about my life like that much. I would just be talking shit because like everybody else was talking shit. But then I realized like I don't want to be like everybody else. And I really got a story to tell when you think about it. And it's like, I don't know, once I start talking about my story more rather than just talking about what everybody else was talking about, more motherfuckers was listening because they don't really hear that shit often. So it's like now that's what I stick to. Like anything I ever say in my raps, I'm not capping. All that shit is coming from me and real life experiences, for real. I'm gonna keep it that way too.
I feel that. What kind of was it for you that was like, you know what, I want to talk about my life now? Because you feel me, some people can't do that. Some people were scared to do that. So what gave you the confidence to just go and do it?
Really, it was me. Cause like I came to a point where I was going through so much shit, and the only way where I felt like I could be able to let certain shit go is if I make a song about it, like turn my bad situation into something good. But I didn't want to tell nobody at first. But then it's like, I just came to a point I was just like, fuck it. Like I just tried it one day. I was scared as fuck and I just did it. But then when I did it, it didn't get the reaction that I thought. Like I'm thinking, cause you feel me, I'm thinking motherfuckers gonna talk hella shit like aha type shit. When really it was motherfuckers sending me paragraphs like I done been through the same shit or even worse type shit. Like, so that shit just motivated me, like, for real, my fans really motivated me to talk about it more. And now I'm comfortable with it. I'm not ashamed to talk about nothing that I went through. Cause, it's my story. That shit made me who I am.
I feel that. How you feel about like artists that be rap capping, that be rapping about stuff or singing about stuff that don't got?
Cut that shit out for real. Like that shit is fool. I would never listen. Like you could tell when a motherfucker lying in they rap. Like GRD, I swear to God, I know a couple bitches like they really be lying in they raps. Like some of these motherfuckers don't even write their raps, you know? Like I ain't gonna get into that though, but yeah.
How you feel about that though? Like
I feel like to be 100, if a motherfucker writing your shit, that's cool, but be 100 about it. Don't be out here saying like you writing that shit and somebody else writing your shit. And then at that, don't talk about no shit that you not living, you ain't seen, none of that. Like, what point are you trying to prove? Why do you feel like you need validation from who? Like, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you. Like, just be yourself. I feel like the more motherfuckers be themselves, the more it's gonna be like better for them. They benefit. Cause a motherfucker talk all that gangster shit in that song, them songs, then a nigga push up on them, then ooh, you getting stripped, you getting robbed, all that shit. Now what? Now you looking stupid as fuck, cause you was just saying all that hot shit, and you know deep inside you was not cut like that at all. So what's the point? Like, why even put yourself in that type of predicament when you could just be 100? Like, you know, for real, for real.
I feel that. So, what was kind of some of your goals coming into this new year? Like, what was some things that you wanted to accomplish?
To be honest, it was really like to be a better me. Like, every year I tell myself I gotta do better than whatever the fuck I did last year. I gotta come 10 times harder. And like, I don't know, I just gotta elevate in some type of category. I don't know, it don't matter if it's mentally, physically, through rap, through school, whatever it is. Like, I just gotta do better and grind harder than I did the year before. But one of my well, I ain't gonna lie, it was crazy like how this whole first lady shit happened. Because I told myself, like, when I was like 13 and all that shit, I'm like, nigga, by the time I'm 16, what? I'm like, man, they not gonna be fucking with me, bro. I'm finna be on, I promise you. Like, I was like, I'm gonna be on my young boy shit, like. And like, motherfuckers would just be like, yeah, like, you know how motherfuckers be. But I was serious as fuck. I didn't know how, but I just knew it was gonna happen. And then boom, it just happened. I'm like, yeah, that's that shit. When you put in effort and work and shit, yeah, that shit come.
Mamas on mamas. And now let's get into y'all relationship, man. So what's your relationship with Philthy Rich? You feel me? How was it to be the first lady at FOD?
Man, that shit feel hella good for real. I fuck with Phil. Like, he hella genuine for real, for real. Like, he the type of motherfucker, like, if he fuck with you, he really got your back. Like, no cap, like, he really look out for me and shit ever since I've been on the label and stuff or whatever. Feel me? Yeah, like, hella cool. It put me onto a lot of shit, showed me a lot of shit I ain't seen before. Like, you know, opened my eyes about just certain shit in general. And like, feel me, a way that I was moving at one point, he like put me on game. Like, feel me, when you in this type of game, like, you can't move like that. You ain't that type of person no more. Like, for me, you a boss, like, type shit. So now I be walking around like, yeah, like, I'm that bitch. Like, feel me, they ain't fucking with me, type shit, you know?
I feel that. So how y'all get connected initially? Like, how he find you?
So basically, right, he posted on Instagram like he looking for a female artist or whatever. Like, I seen it, but you know, like, when people got hella followers and shit, I don't know, when motherfuckers got hella followers, sometimes I be like, they not finna feel me, they not finna notice me, but I still be trying or whatever the case may be. So he went live looking for like artists like to rap. So like, I'm in a car or whatever, mind you, I'm already making rap just cause, for the fuck of it. And then hella people sending me like, bro, get on this shit, bro, you rap better than all these bitches. I'm like, what? Me get on Philthy? I'm like, hell nah. I'm like, that nigga is not finna add me. I'm like, man, fuck it, I'm finna just go for it. So then, when I got in there, everybody in the comments was already saying, add AV.
Oh, they was ready for you to pop up in there.
I'm like, man, all right. So then he like, who this AV girl? Like, I'm trying to figure out what they whoop. So boom, I get up on there. Feel me? I was like, yeah, like, my name AV. I'm from the city. I'm 16. Like, I'm trying to do my shit. Like, feel me? I did my shit. Then he like, oh yeah, he know who he want or whatever case may be. Everybody like, she won, like, just sign her. Like, then other bitches going on there. Mind you, I'm the youngest motherfucker that got on there. Like, all them other bitches was grown, like, grown type shit. So then, then my manager, K Chanel, she was live with him. and they just talking about like who they finna pick or whatever. They like, oh, I think I know who you finna pick. They like, he like, you know exactly who I want. What do you think? So then I'm like, man, I'm finna join again. I wanna rap again.
Oh, mama.
Cause I'm like, I didn't see nobody else rap 2 times, so I wanna rap 2 times. Cause I came ready. So then boom, when he asked me again, he like, you finna rap again? You finna end it off? I'm like, you know I'm finna end it off. What? So then boom, I rap again. He in the live. Next thing you know, boom, I'm tagged under the thing that he was looking for the artist. He tagged me like, welcome to FOD. Like,
dang. So how was that feeling for you?
I was like, oh shit. I was like, this shit is real life. What the fuck? Everybody blowing up my phone like, you just signed to FOD. You know, fake ass love. Motherfuckers that I ain't talked to in years. Oh, these niggas gonna make it. I'm like, man, whatever, man. Like, what? I was juiced up. G-O-D, what? I was juiced as fuck. Then, like, at first, you know, like how certain people, when they say shit like that, they just be bullshitting. But nah, like, he was serious. Like, he hit me, and then he telling me all the little shit. Like, boom, we got a toy drive. We finna do this. We finna do that. We finna make sure you straight. And it turns out, like, he knew my mom or whatever. And like back in the day, one of his artists did a song with my mama. But I know the song, like my mama used to always play this specific song. And I didn't know who the boy was on the song. And it's crazy because it was his artist.
Wow.
I was like, damn, that's crazy. I gotta work for real. That shit crazy.
And now you his artist.
Yeah, like, feel me? I'm like, damn, that shit crazy. But that shit feel good though, like, for real. I just gotta, just cause that happened though don't mean I'm finna stop applying pressure, like, or I'm finna stop coming how I come just because that happened. Like, I'm still gonna be applying the same pressure I've been applying. Feel me? Probably even harder. Not probably, even harder, for real. Cause now I got a team behind me. You know, it ain't just, I'm not just by myself no more. Cause before all that shit, I was doing all this shit by myself, like studio time, all that little shit, like. I ain't have no manager, none of that. Didn't even know too much about like industry shit like that. I'm just dropping music. That's all I knew how to do. But now that I've been with them, I learned a little bit how this little industry shit go. And yeah, I fuck with them, though. For me, first lady type shit. Can't no bitch take my spot, you know?
I feel that. So what's some of like the pros and the cons of being like a rapper?
The pros. Well, I'm gonna start with the cons. The cons is, I'm gonna say, a lot of motherfuckers come for you, like, for no reason. Like, motherfuckers that look for shit to just fuck with you, like, test you. They bring up some shit that's, like, probably 5 years ago, just for some clout or some shit like that. Or, like, you gotta watch who you hang with and shit like that, because, like, let's say, like, I had hella jewelry or whatever the case may be, like, motherfucker act like they hella cool with you, link with you, try to take your shit, like, or like motherfuckers try to snake you because they mad to see you win and shit like that. Like, that's the shit you gotta watch out for. That's why, I mean, my circle is small as fuck. Like, I could name on one hand how many people I fuck with, for real. And like, the pros about it is like, it's fun. Like, you get to experience hella shit. Like, who wouldn't want to do video shoots, photo shoots, fucking performances, popping up at events, nigga, hella paparazzi, boop, 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 boop. And just walking everywhere, just cameras action and shit. That shit hella fun. Like, I like that shit. It take a little bit to get used to. I'm still trying to get used to this shit, but like, hell yeah, I like that shit. And then, like, to me, it's my passion, so I'm working, but I don't even feel like I'm working. And like, it feel hella good just to wake up one day, motherfuckers listening to your song in their car, blasting it. Little kids fucking with your music, like knowing all the words and shit. But you the one, like, you created this shit, and hella motherfuckers know the words, like word for word. That shit made me feel good, for real.
Like, you really putting in work, like people paying attention.
Yeah, like they ain't just listening just to listen type shit. Like, they actually understand what I'm talking about. It ain't just some blah 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 type shit. Like, it's real shit, for real.
Mamas. So what you got coming in the future? What should we be looking out for?
I got a music video finna drop, you feel me, recorded by Star Quality.
Come on, man. You know, we do it all over here, man.
Okay, and I got a album dropping next Saturday. It's called Mind Confessions with like 2 features on it. One, Just Bang, shout out Just Bang. Then another one, the LA artist, his name 5-Star DJ. He went crazy. And them only 2 features, but it's 12 songs in that motherfucker. And I basically was talking about my life in a way, but I got a song on there that's like, feel me, hype, talking shit, like, you know, I gotta add that in there.
I could get a nigga poppin'. Hashtag new bitch, wet old bitch, you can have that. Blue bills from a bad bitch with a big ass. Imagine that. I could get a nigga poppin'. Hashtag new bitch, wet old bitch, you can have that. Blue bills from a bad bitch with a big ass. Imagine that. I could get a nigga poppin' if you pay me. No free shit, we countin' money on the daily. One little